Welcome to another episode of La Liga Talks, where we saw the title race blown open. Now, Ollie, you were covering match day for La Liga on Saturday. Tell me a little bit about the game that you watched.
A big game in the title race. One that, to be honest, before the game I was thinking, after Real Madrid struggling recently with their form, I thought Osasuna isn't an easy team to come up against. They obviously beat Barcelona this season. They've been very strong at home in El Sadar. Away from home they've struggled a bit. But as I said, I'm coming off the couple of difficult games after El Clasico, after the Champions League defeat. It was a big moment for Ancelotti's team, and it didn't really start very well with the injuries to, firstly, Rodrigo, who's going to be out for just over a month. Straight after that, it was Eder Militao, who suffered another cruciate ligament injury. Our thoughts are with him at this difficult time, like another very difficult injury to come back from. And then it was Vasquez before half-time. So all this stuff was happening, and I was thinking this could be a time where Osasuna can pounce on this Real Madrid team. But it was that man, Vinícius Junior, he stepped up and scored a hat-trick, and it was quite incredible to
It's almost
witness.
like he wanted to prove who was the main man, wasn't it? And I think it's important there what you said there, especially the injuries in defence. We saw an academy talent, right, in Asensio come on, who provided an assist actually in the game. But maybe really notably there is that Madrid actually managed to keep a clean sheet, which is something they haven't been doing in recent times. They've been conceding lots of goals.
Definitely. I was very impressed with Asensio when he came on. He got the assist for Jude Bellingham, who's back in the goals.
Go on, Jude.
Yeah, hadn't scored in 180 days for Real Madrid.
Yeah.
And it was match day 13. In this time last season, he had 13 goals for Real Madrid.
It's a bit of a difference, isn't it? You could almost see the relief in his celebration as well, couldn't you?
It was nice to see the celebration again, to be honest. A beautiful goal.
Yeah.
Long ball from the youngster Asensio, who came on for Militao.
Just love a little chip.
Yeah, and it was those runs that we've seen Bellingham do many times for Real Madrid. And even in recent weeks, when Mbappe hasn't been making those runs, Jude has always been making those runs in behind. That goal reminded me of a goal he scored against Betis last year, away from home, when he celebrated by blowing the kiss to the fan.
That was a brilliant one.
Fantastic to see Jude back in the goals, but the spotlight was taken by Vinicius.
Well, this is what I'm going to say. Talking of sort of posting of celebrations and goals, I saw that you posted one of Vini's. Now, tell us about that.
Vinicius scored, I think it was his second goal. He did a no-look finish. As I was posting, I saw the photo come through. I said, I'll stick that up. Vinicius, no-look finish.
Now, it's raised a bit of debate, hasn't it?
Yeah, there's been some debate because in the photo, Vinicius, like in his side eye, even though he's looking away, is still kind of like looking at the ball. There's quite a bit of reaction to that online, but
we love it. Make sure you get involved with our La Liga English channel.
Get involved on Twitter and to see what we're posting. But do you guys think it was a no look or not?
Because his
head is the other way.
To be sorted, wouldn't we? Really.
His head is the other way. His eyes are looking in that direction, but I still don't know if he can see the ball from that angle. But
that means I love a no-look finish. I love a no-look finish.
I mean, Vinicius, he's such a maverick, of course. He needed to add a little spice on top of that.
Hat-trick's not enough,
finish.
Is it? Speak about another big star in the Real Madrid ranks, Kylian Mbappe.
Yeah.
How do you think he's doing? I mean, it seems like he's struggling for goals, but it was an okay performance, I think, right?
Yeah, he got in positions, he had a couple of chances, but again, it just feels like he wants to be playing on that left wing, and Vinicius is there, and it's Vinicius' position, and every time we've seen Mbappe at his peak, playing his best football, he's always been off the left. So I can imagine for him it is difficult to...
He's got arguably the two best left wingers in the world at one club.
In the same team, so obviously it's difficult to fit them both in. But if you think about it, as a player, like to be making different types of runs as a number 9, like if you compare Mbappe to Haaland is a born number 9. He's only ever played that position. But if you think about Mbappe, he's coming off the left-hand side.
He's got that dribbling ability.
Yeah, exactly. He's always trying to take on men, whereas when you're a number 9, you're kind of having to make the runs and be right in the right position for the balls coming into the box. So it is something different for him. It's going to take more time. And whilst Vinicius is playing and in great form, he's not going to get a chance on the left.
Absolutely.
So he needs to adjust. He needs to adapt his game.
He does, and I'm sure he will. I mean, it was notable for me in that game that Mbappe's name was read out last on the tannoy before the game had started. Now that's a spot that had usually been reserved for like a Bellingham or a Vini or a Modric. So I think Real Madrid are aware of a little dip in form at least, and they're just trying to boost him. I think even Ancelotti as well, you'd see that he brought Mbappe onto that left wing for a period of time during the second half. It obviously didn't result in any goals, but I think he did well there as well. We speak about Barcelona and the performance there. It's kind of a shock result. I mean, Real Sociedad are not having the best of their seasons, right?
Interestingly, with Sociedad, they've actually, against the big teams, they've turned up. They drew against Atleti. They have obviously won against Barca, so it's the games against the smaller teams that they're struggling in. When they can get up for the big games. And maybe, to be honest, their counter-attacking style with Kubo, who was fantastic.
Mesmeric performance.
Yeah, really good. It probably suits that type of game where they don't have a lot of possession and they can get them on the break. Becker scored the goal in the first half and they were able to hold on. And they have the most clean sheets in La Liga this season. And they
stopped Barcelona. I don't think they had a single shot on target first half, right?
No,
Did they throughout the game?
Throughout the game, no shots on target.
No shots throughout the game. So that shows you how quickly the tables were turned back on Barca there.
I think a key point is the 2 games where Lamine hasn't started in La Liga this season and he didn't feature at all. On Sunday night's game, they didn't win. It actually just shows the importance of Lamine Yamal to this team. He is the key that gets the whole team clicking, because once you change that dynamic of such an important player, you can it understandably might upset the.
Of course, someone that talented as well.
So
that much informed the chemistry he has with Rafinha and Lewandowski is bound to make an impact.
He'll be back soon, but look, Barcelona have had basically a perfect start to the season.
It was just their second loss of the season.
Hansi is a perfectionist. He won't be happy, I'm sure, in training. After the game, he'll be punishing his players a bit. Once they get back from the international break, a couple of injury, but guys coming back from injury. Some big games coming up before Christmas.
Absolutely. I mean, Real Madrid obviously got that game in hand as well, haven't they? So that's something we're going to include here as part of the games we're going to look at. So, as you quite rightly said there, before Christmas. So Real Madrid got 6 games coming up before Christmas, right? Against Barcelona's 5. How do you see those two run-ins to Christmas, shall we say? Who's got sort of the upper hand there?
Well, it's interesting because Real Madrid have 3 Madrid derbies. So teams within the Madrid community that they'll be coming up against, which, to be honest, always can create anything. They have Leganes, Rayo and Getafe. Leganes and Rayo are away from home. And
tricky fixtures, those two.
A couple of tricky ones there. Barca have the likes of Real Betis away from home.
Atleti.
They have Las Palmas in their next game. Who are coming off a bit of a upsurge in form after bringing in their new manager. They've won 3 out of the last 4 games. So a couple of different games, and then the big one for Barca is the Atleti game, which is at home. That's going to be
massive in the story of the title race for Atleti as well, because we can't write them out yet. It's early days. If they can win that game, Atleti, then they're back in the race as well, you'd argue.
Definitely. So, I think it's going to be very interesting once we get to the break of Christmas, how we see both of these teams doing. And at the moment it's 6 points, but Real Madrid have that game in hand.
So let's ask you the tough question then. By the time Christmas comes, who do you think is going to be top of the La Liga table?
I'm going to be going to a couple of games.
You are?
I'll be at the Mallorca Barca away in San Moa, and then I'll be at Girona Real Madrid. So by Christmas will have seen both teams up close and personal. I still think Hansi will have this Barca team in tip-top shape coming into the Christmas break. But there's lots of football to be played. And you know what this league is like. We wouldn't have expected Real Sociedad to get a result against Barcelona at the weekend. They did. Osasuna beat Barcelona this season. It's going to be the away games that I think are going to be banana skins for either side, because at home, both are so hard to beat.
And of course, Barcelona are still waiting for their own home ground, aren't they? So they've still got the new camp yet to come as well. That could strengthen them further, It
should do. Big title race, and to be honest, matchday 13 has been very eventful in terms of getting a big win for Real Madrid and a defeat for Barca. So it's getting very interesting, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
Absolutely. I mean, the title race has been blown wide open.
Thank you so much for watching this week's episode of La Liga Talks. Let us know your thoughts in the comments on the topics we've discussed in this episode. And make sure you tune in next week where we'll be coming to you from the Legend Museum.
Yes, I mean, guys, do not miss this next episode right here in the centre of Madrid. Me and Ollie are going to be visiting the biggest football museum in the world. We're going to be checking out some of those famous jerseys, some of the goal scorers who scored within those jerseys. And yeah, we're just going to have an all-round great time. For any football fanatics out there, it's really important that you don't miss the next episode of La Liga Talks.